This is the ADISTAR EDB001 electric dirt bike. The first thing that hit me was how serious it looks for a teen-fit machine. Compact bodywork, tallish stance for the size, and that 14-inch front/12-inch rear tire combo that screams pit bike. My honest first reaction was a mix of curiosity and caution. The spec sheet claims 37 miles per hour, 48 volts, 22.5 amp hour, hydraulic disc brakes, and up to 60 miles of range. I've ridden a bunch of mini dirt e-bikes that promise big numbers and fade fast, so I started with the lowest speed setting to see how it behaves before letting it stretch. The chassis feels tight, the frame is aluminum, the plastics are tough, and the seat has that firm, slightly grippy leather texture that locks me in without sliding around. The bars, throttle, and brake levers feel familiar, nothing odd to relearn. And the HD display is basic but readable in sunlight. The bike carries real weight. On paper, it's around 54 kilograms, and that tracks when I push it around the driveway. Heavier than the toy class minis, lighter than full-size enduro. Once rolling, the weight settles in low and gives the bike a planted feel. The 1412 wheels keep the seat height approachable. I'm a medium-build adult, and I fit fine. Teens in the 5'3" to 5'11" range should feel in control rather than stretched. The hydraulic brake levers have a clean bite point with a predictable ramp, which I always look for before I trust speed claims. From my experience, the power delivery is what makes this thing click. The brushless motor has that smooth hum, not the harsh whine of a brushed setup. In the lowest speed mode, it's gentle enough for a new rider to learn throttle control. Mode 2 wakes it up on grass and gravel. Mode 3 is where it shows the adult and teen side. It pulls harder than I expected for a small wheel bike, and it gets there quickly, on packed dirt and short paved stretches. The top end feels legit. I didn't babysit the throttle because I wanted real feedback, and I still got strong acceleration runs without the voltage sag I've seen from older lead-acid systems. This pack is lithium-ion, and the BMS, battery management system, keeps discharge stable, which helps the bike feel the same lap after lap. The suspension is full travel for this size class. More comfort than couch. It takes the sting out of roots and small whoops. But if I hammer through repeated bumps at higher speeds, I can feel the fork and shock getting busy. It's a simple tune, not a race fork, so I treat it like a playful trail setup, rather than a whoops-eating monster. The small wheels turn fast and give quick direction changes, which I loved in tighter corners and backyard tracks. But at higher speeds, I stay mindful of line choice so square edge hits don't throw the chassis. Traction-wise, the tires are better than I expected on mixed surfaces. They don't cake up quickly, and they hold well on short climbs. Braking impresses. Hydraulic discs with decent-sized rotors on a bike this light and small give me more stopping power than I actually needed. The modulation is the win here. I can trail brake into a corner without locking instantly. That builds confidence if you're just learning to ride faster. Noise levels are easy on neighbors. Motor whir, chain, and tire sound. No exhaust crackle. The lights are bright enough for early evening rides. And the brake light is a nice safety touch. Charging with the included 3-amp charger takes me around 6 hours from low to full, which is totally fine for a day ride and overnight routine. Range is always the loaded question. Key features call out up to 60 miles. In my opinion, that's doable only if you stay in a low-speed mode on flat, mixed terrain and ride gently. My mixed riding, dirt paths, grass, some hill sprints, lots of accelerations, put me around 30 to 40 miles before I got conservative. That's right in line with a 48V, 22.5 amp-hour pack when you're actually having fun. If you keep the pace tamer, you'll stretch it. If you live in steep terrain or ride wide open in Mode 3, expect less. Key features that stood out to me start with the 3 speed modes. They make it easier to grow skills without scaring a new rider. I used Mode 1 to get a feel for the throttle. Let a younger rider try it there, then bumped up at my own pace. The hydraulic brakes are a big deal. They turn this from toy into real machine, because control is everything when you introduce speed. The 48V 22.5 amp-hour battery is the right call. It feels stable all the way down to the last bar. And the BMS avoids that sudden drop-off that ruins a ride. The small wheel geometry plus a sturdy frame gives quick handling with a steady mid-corner line, and the seat height lets me dab a foot if the surface breaks loose. I also like how serviceable it seems. You can tell the platform leans on common components, tires, brake pads, chain stuff, and that usually means parts are easy to find. From my experience, that matters more than flashy specs once you're 6 months in, and you just need to keep riding. The display is simple and clean. The lights and horn add function without clutter. I'll call out a couple realities too. The weight helps stability, but makes loading into a trunk or onto a rack a two-person job. The suspension is honest, not fancy. It's good for teens and beginners, but can feel outpaced if you charge hard into chopped-up sections. And those 1412 wheels are awesome for agility, but at the very top of Mode 3, I treat rough terrain with respect. No surprises there, just good habits. It's perfect for teens 14+, learning throttle control, and moving from bicycles or smaller e-ride-ons to something that actually carries speed. It's also a smart pick for adults who want a small practice bike for backyard tracks or short trail loops. I'd recommend this for families who want one machine that multiple riders can share by flipping speed modes, and for anyone who values quiet, low-maintenance riding without sacrificing real acceleration. In my opinion, the ADISTAR EDB001 nails the sweet spot between friendly and fast. The motor is strong, the brakes are trustworthy, and the battery keeps the experience consistent instead of peaky. It's not a race bike disguised as a mini, and it doesn't pretend to be. It's a skill builder that can absolutely rip when you're ready. From my experience, it delivers the kind of ride that keeps you looping the same stretch just to feel that roll-on torque again. And that's the best sign a dirt e-bike is worth it. You can find detailed information about the ADISTAR EDB001 electric dirt bike in the comments section. See you in the next video.